Hello friends, welcome to the audiobook version of Woven, A Faith for the Dissatisfied, written by Joel Mckerrow and originally published in 2019 by Acorn Press and read to you now by me, the author Joel Mckerrow. If you'd like to see or hear more of my work of writing and of poetry, you can go to www.joelmckerrow.com. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy this audiobook. A foreword by the singer-songwriter Jason Upton. More than half a century ago, Thomas Merton said, "The problem today is that there are no deserts, only dude ranches." I recently read an essay from Wendell Berry wherein he said, "A stand consisting only of the best trees would be a tree farm, not a forest." We live in a time of dude ranches and tree farms, equipped with telephone wires and dumpsters. We are not a death and life, light and dark, old and new, trees we love and trees we could do without sort of society. By most accounts, we are about as wild as a small lapdog with a stick in its mouth. Most of us have never lived long enough in a desert to be so hungry and thirsty that we find ourselves chasing down what looks like an oasis, only to disappointedly discover that all along it was merely a mirage. And most of us haven't spent enough time working in a forest to understand the value of letting the dead, fallen trees lie with the new living ones, and all of the positive benefits this can have on the soil. I was recently shown a picture of the Shalom Wildlife Zoo located just 15 miles from our home here in Wisconsin. They have built an exhibit there consisting of 2 giant windows to look through. One of the windows provides a perfectly unobstructed view of nature at its finest. Above this window are the words, "Window to Wisdom." The other window's view is obstructed with pasted cutouts of entertainment news organizations along with names of higher level education and learning organizations. Above this window are the words, "Window to Knowledge." The point is, humanity is in trouble, not for lack of knowledge, but for lack of experiential wisdom. Our ability to see clearly has often been limited rather than enhanced by our access to information. The problem with dude ranches and tree farms is that we get to control the experience. If we want to grow in wisdom, we must first realize that wisdom is wild. That wisdom can only be gained by living in wild places where opposites collide and coexist. We grow in wisdom when our lives are wild enough to go hungry. We grow in wisdom when the lights have been turned out on us and electricity alone can't get them turned back on. We live in a time of dualism, a time of fences and walls, and should we ever be tempted to think that Donald Trump is the only one building them, think again. For we are an us versus them, fat versus skinny, rich versus poor, less versus more culture. The remedy to dualism is distinction, but we have very few places where distinctions are celebrated, much less woven together into a beautiful tapestry for us to see and experience. We have been programmed to build judgmental societies rather than sacramental societies. The dualism keeps us separated. Distinction has the ability to hold us together and make us whole if we have the courage for it. But growing in that kind of courage will take time, experience, and discipline. In Woven, Joel Mckerrow highlights this sort of experience by telling us his own story of being a white, clean-cut, red-haired religious kid from an upper-class area of Australia who finds himself washing dishes at a shelter with a street worker, a prostitute, and suddenly realizing that she has a name and lines around her face and a story and a context. He realizes that she is human and that the cultural space between them has had a falsely dehumanizing effect on the other.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?